Good morning everyone. Here I am with a new chapter, the book that saved the earth, composed by Claire Boiko. Very important for class 10 CBSE. I have seen for some past days most of the students are being absent in the class because of the harsh cold weather outside. So that is why, to facilitate them, to provide them one short discussion, I just wish to have a clarification, to form a video. So that is why I am representing this video before you. You will understand, and still if you find any doubts in this new chapter, so you can pin, you can text your messages. Alright, so we should proceed further. As you can see, the name of the composition is The Book That Saved the Earth. This is composed by Claire Boiko. Claire Boiko was a actually short story writer. Most of her compositions were based on children. Okay, so that is why, as you know, that children love humorous things. Okay, very comical things. So though she was very techno savvy, she was very futuristic about scientific world and all. So she tried to make a complete just flux, a mixture of two things. So this composition has two tastes. Number one, the first is it's very actually humorous, very comical. You will enjoy reading when you see all the dialogue punched by her. That is amazing actually. And the second part is it is based on science also. So we can see, so this composition is based on, okay, first we have to understand this is a science fiction. Okay, and the second thing is that this story is very comical, very humorous. Okay, so while you read it, so you will enjoy a lot. Alright, I have told something about Claire Boiko. Well, now student, what I want that if you read the composition well, my objective is to introduce the concept of aliens and Martian men also. My objective is to help the students think futuristically. My objective is to introduce the main ideas of the play of this drama. And after having a very deep, profound reading, you will be able to understand the plot, the role of the characters, and the sequence of incidents in the play. Okay, and while reading this, you won't feel bored. That is my guarantee, because the way the humor, the excitement, the thraldom, the thrill is prescribed here, that is awestruck. That is awesome actually. Well, and through this composition, you will have the very clear idea about staging a play also. I know most of the students are very afraid. They are not ready to face the challenges during extempo, ASL and drama. They have some sort of panic-stricken fear. But don't worry, you will understand how to play how to play a dialogue, how to deliver your speech. So you will learn a lot of things. Well, so actually this composition has some bit difficult words, not so much. So I just wanted to make you aware of these words. You will find one word that is a squiggle. A squiggle is doodles. What is the meaning? A squiggle means when you write something, okay, and that doesn't make any sense, you just scribble something, that is called a squiggle. So if I derive the part of speech, so it should be a noun. Okay, part of speech plays very pivotal role, and you will be able to understand. Okay, next you can see the next word is unfold. The next word is unfold. So what is the meaning of unfold? Unfold means clarification. What is the meaning of unfold? Unfold means clarification. When you unfold something, it means you clarify something. You give a crystal idea over that. The third word you can see, unfold, it's a verb. We have to understand the same too. Next we have the cockle shell. Cockle shell this is the shell of bivalve mollusk. Mollusk is an animal, aquatic animal, probably you know. So cockle shell, what is the meaning of cockle shell? Cockle shell means shell of a bivalve mollusk. Okay, we have to understand that. Next, your word is invasion. What is the meaning of invasion? Invasion means attack. Invasion means attack. When you make any invasion, it means you intend to attack something. As in the story you can see the Martian men wanted to attack whom? All the Martian men wanted to attack the people of Earth, the Earthlings. So here is the word, so that is a noun. That is a noun. Okay? And if I talk about the part of speech of this particular word, so it would be one noun too. Okay? Now you may be surprised what is the meaning of magnificent. What is the meaning of magnificent? Magnificent means something that is very glorious, that is very astounding, okay? Something that is very important, okay? That is full of pomp and show, pomp and splendor. It is magnificent, and magnificent is a positive, a good word. It means glorious, and we have to remember this is a piece of adjective. Next word beta, don't forget this is decipher. Decipher what? Decipher means process of decoding. Decipher the meaning means when you mean something. I mean when you want to infer something. So the meaning, the process of decoding, when you unlock something, unfold something, some codes are given to you, you don't know how to decode that, but when you do that processing, that is called a decipher. And you can see my next word, this is haughtily. Now you may be surprised what is the meaning of haughtily. Haughtily is a proudly. Haughtily is what? Proudly. If some persons or some people are very haughty by nature, it means they are very cocky. They are full of vanity. Okay, they are very boastful. Right? So this haughty, this is actually a negative word. When I say negative word, what does it mean? Negative word means that, remember that, see, two kinds of arrogancy can be there. First one, we can say the first one. What is the first one? First one is that if you do any good job, your parents are also very proud, okay, of you. So that pride is what? That is used in a positive sense. But when we say some people are very haughty by nature, they react very haughtily. So it shows their negative attitude. It shows that they want to acknowledge, they want to prevail the truth over everyone, that even they know everything. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. So beta, this is a verb, and don't forget haughtily it is written, so it is one adverb. Okay, and it is very important to know the parts of speech too, because it will help you a lot, you know, making a lots of good sentences. Without the proper knowledge about this part of speech, nobody can construct a good sentence. Okay, well, I hope this part is done. Well, now we will move towards the story. Now we will move towards the story. So as you can see beta, the book that saved the earth is full of imagination. Okay, so in this composition, you will understand a lot of imagination. Different characters are there. So you will learn here the different characters which are the Martian living beings, and the time, that is set of the play is 25th century. Okay, the play tells us in detail as to how the book successfully saved the earth from Martian invasion. That is the comical part here. As I have told you earlier, that there is a massive Martian invasion. Okay, but you can see how the Earthlings or the Earthen people are saved, and this is only due to a small elementary or primary rhyming poems book. Okay, that is the humor of the story, that how a small book could save the earth from Martian invasion. Okay, well students, here you can see the first character, think tank. Think tank, who is very mightiest. Mightiest means very powerful, and he considers himself to be the most brilliant among all the Martians. He is the commander-in-chief, and that is why he is commanding by nature. Most of the time you can see he is commanding all his subordinates, all his associates, all his people. It is written, he commanded a space probe on the earth to explore its mysteries in order to plan their assault. So you can see he had a plan. What plan? He just wanted to shift, he just wanted to send his followers, his subordinates, the other aliens, the Martian men, to go to the earth and to understand the lifestyle of the people maybe, okay, and whether they are superior or not, okay. So you have to go over there. So whatever the mysteries, those are prevailed, those are unknown to the Martian man, you have to take out those mysteries. You have to provide the feedback to the great superior who think tank. So that is written here. You can see the invaders were very actually obnoxious and very arrogant, and they considered themselves far superior than humans, whom they called Earthlings. So as you can see, all the Martian men considered themselves to be superior than the people of Earth, so called Earthlings. They told that humans are not of their competent. I mean, human beings cannot surpass them with their talents and intelligence. They just want to provide this highlighted fact they are superior than the other people who are living on the earth. Here you can see the probe team consisted of Captain Omega, Sergeant O, Lieutenant Iota, and the first place they entered, that was a central public library. They were very surprised at the outward situation. They never visited, never had any experience of visiting a library. So when they looked at the building and its books, its contents, so think tank believed that it was a place that sold food. See, here the stupidity of think tank, is showcased by the narrator in a very comical way. So though he proved himself very superior, but he was the alien who misinterpreted everything. He had no information about books and all. He had actually no intelligence, but still he was such an alien who wanted to take credit in favor of himself only. Okay, see, the place was full of books, but what he considered? He misinterpreted them, thinking that these are the, it is written these are some crude refreshment center maybe, okay, and that sells food and all. Do you think that this is a crude refreshment store? Not at all. It was not any cafeteria, it was not a cafe. What it was a library. But see, because of his stupid thinking and perception, he could not interpret those things in a proper manner, in a correct order. As you can see, student, the books were some sort of sandwiches for him. This is the stupidity, as you can see, I have told. The books were some sort of sandwiches for him. He thought these are nothing but sandwiches. And trying to ascertain one Martian even bit of a piece from one book. See, so he forced one Martian man. There were many people. He forced the Martian man to do what? See, it is written, he just wanted that, somebody among them should try taking it, having it, eating it. Okay, so that he wanted to ascertain that truth in such a way. That is absolutely wrong. Okay, and it is also written, Noodle then equipped that they were communication devices for years. So it was the thought of Noodle. He wanted to tell that these books are just the communication devices for years. But since they did not make any sounds, he corrected himself and claimed that they were visual communication devices. So at least Noodle could go to a level of knowledge. Okay, he could reach to that, to that sense of conclusion. But if I talk about think tank, do you really think that he was very intelligent? Not intelligent, but still he tried to hide, he tried to steal the information given by Noodle. Noodle at least thought that this is not the sandwiches to eat. These books are maybe the communication devices. We have to make communication maybe through eyes, maybe through ears. At least he could go to a level. Okay, but if I talk about think tank was good for nothing. Alright, so you can see, but since they did not make any sound, so he corrected himself and claimed that maybe they were visual communication devices. Well, student, you can see, you can read, the team decided to use some intelligence enhancing capsules. So when they were not able to, they tried their level best to decode the writing. See, we write in English, we have diverse languages. We write Hindi, Bengali, Sanskrit, whatever. Many scriptures are there. It was very difficult for them to understand it well. That is why they just thought of some new idea. What was the new idea? Spacecraft had some sort of vitamins, so they just gulped those vitamins. Okay, why? Because they wanted to raise their intelligence, they wanted to decode the text. Okay, and ultimately they opened a book, and this book, as I have told you earlier, this is a nursery rhymes book. And what was the name of the book? Very, very important. The name of the book was Mother Goose. Okay, so Iota, who was Iota? Probably you know. Iota is one of them. He is also the Martian man, it is written. So Iota read one rhyme and thought humans had taught their animals the mystery of music, while Omega read the nursery rhyme, which hinted that humans knew both mining and farming. See beta, what is written? It is written they were actually reading the nursery rhymes. The name of the book, it was entitled as Mother Goose, but they could not go to the concept. They could not understand the name or the meaning of those poems and all. Clear? They could not understand the background. They could not understand the reality, what is written. Whatever the photos, maybe in a comical form. Maybe you know that when you were in junior sections, so you had such poems, those were set, making with the similar sound and all. Okay, actually those sound better. So sometimes we read a lot of nonsense poems too. Tell me yes or no. So here it is the same, but they could not understand, the hidden meaning. What they thought? They thought that it is a different kind of mystery. Alright, so it is written that Iota read one rhyme, one poem, and he thought that human beings taught their animals the mystery of music. And if I talk about Omega, one of the Martian men, okay, when she read the nursery rhyme, so she thought it is all about humans who knew both mining and farming. What a stupidity. See, the book is all about acquiring information, but they misinterpreted in a different manner. Now, they could go to any level. Okay, somebody's thinking maybe it's a music or mystery of music. The other Martian men were thinking maybe what? Maybe it is all about mining and farming, but actually it was not. Okay? I hope you have understood this part. Thereafter you can see, if I talk about the final situation, so finally opened and read the rhyme that was called Humpty Dumpty. The picture of Humpty Dumpty was actually similar to the appearance of Think Tank, the Martian leader. Well, when I started teaching you that composition, you might have remembered that I told about the appearance of the Think Tank. Think Tank had, such big head that looks like an egg. So here, and probably in your childhood you must have read that beautiful poem Humpty Dumpty. You remember? Yeah. So this is the thing. So when Oop opened and read the rhyming poem Humpty Dumpty, and now you can imagine the picture of Humpty Dumpty was actually very similar to the appearance of Think Tank, the Martian leader. And this situation made everyone petrified. They were nervous. They were thinking that maybe Earthlings have more superiority. Maybe it is not the Martian men who are invading the earth. Maybe the Earthlings people, maybe the people of earth, they are planning to invade where? The Mars. That was the tension. So it is written, the story had Humpty Dumpty having a great fall, which Think Tank assumed as a direct threat to his Martian throne. Try to understand. And they were very much frightened because of the futuristic prospect of the human invasion. Think Tank at once ordered the spacecraft to return instantly and left the planet without any trace, without any sign. He never wanted that the Earthlings should understand, they should know the route by which they can reach to the Mars planet. Actually, it was not, there was no intention of the earthen people. Okay, it was simply a rhyming book, okay, designed for the kids, for the kindergartens. But see, the whole situation is different. They were very much frightened. So here it is written, the historian further tells the whole audience that few centuries later, the human race contacted their Martian neighbors once again and entered a peaceful arrangement of coexistence and friendship. See, okay, so thereafter they shifted actually, all the characters, they were so frightened, so they were not living on the Mars longer. Now they shifted towards their, another star or another planet that was, Alpha Centauri. Okay, if you read the book, you will understand. They were evacuated to Alpha Centauri. But here, the historian further tells the audience that few centuries later, the human race contacted their Martian neighbors once again and entered a peaceful arrangement of coexistence and friendship. So there is a chance that we, the people of Earth, had a very close association. Okay, we can make friendship with the Martian people too. It is written, Martians had a new leader by then. Do you remember? There was one alien who was Noodle. You remember? Very compassionate, very wise by nature. So humans also developed impressive and grand libraries on Mars to inculcate a love for reading in Martians. However, they could never just raise their hands on one particular book, the book with Mother Goose, okay, on the cover. What does it mean? What does it mean? That is very, very important. Try to understand. It is humorously it is written that the Earthen people, or if I talk about the Martian people have understood all kinds of books, but only one book they could not understand. It is written in a comical verse, right? That which is the book? That book is Mother Goose. Okay, why it was not understandable? Because that situation. You remember that because of this book, the earth could be saved. Okay, it means the narrator, the writer just wanted to say this was such a book that saved the earth from the Martian invasion. The Martian people could not understand the meaning of the poems and all. Alright, so this is the story, this is the drama, and I do hope you have understood. Now students, I just want to play one video. So now watch this video for your better understanding, and after the video is covered, again I will come back and we will practice with you some question answers. Okay, well, please enjoy it.
Claire Boiko is known for her books for children, which include children's plays for creative actors. The Crybaby Princess, a play, The Leftover Dragon, a play, and Here Comes the Circus, a play. Her one-act play, The Book That Saved the Earth, depicts how a well-known book of nursery rhymes saves planet Earth from a Martian invasion. Let's see what happens in The Book That Saved the Earth by Claire Boiko. The play begins with the historian welcoming the audience to the department of 20th century. The 20th century, she says, was also known as the era of the book. In this era, people read books about everything. In fact, it was a book that saved the earth from invasion. She then shows the audience what had happened. The commander-in-chief of Martian forces, think tank, was sitting in the control room of Mars Space Control. He was arrogant and thought highly of himself. His apprentice, Noodle, stood beside him. Think tank believed that Earth and its inhabitants were nothing compared to his might. He was planning to invade Earth before his lunchtime. A space probe had been sent to Earth for a scouting mission, and Think Tank wanted updates. But before that, he commanded Noodle to bring him his mirror. He asked the mirror who the most intelligent person on their land was. The mirror hesitantly replied that it was Think Tank. Satisfied, Think Tank commands Noodle to contact the space probe sent to Earth. Noodle located the space probe and on Think Tank's orders initiated voice contact with the team on board. The team comprised Captain Omega, Lieutenant Iota and Sergeant Oop. Captain Omega confirmed that her team had landed on Earth and taken shelter. She, however, was slightly unsure of their location. Lieutenant Iota believed they were in a storage shed. Sergeant Oop thought it was a clothes shop. He further added that he had never seen such a place in all the galaxies. Captain Omega asks for Think Tank's great input. Think Tank confidently informed them that they were in a food stall and the object they were holding was a sandwich. He asked them to take a bite out of it for confirmation. Captain Omega commanded Lieutenant Iota to eat the sandwich, who in turn commanded Sergeant Oop. Oop took a bite with difficulty. At this point, Noodle remembered something. He suggested that it could be a communication device. Think Tank seized upon the idea. He told the space probe team that it could be a communication device and commanded them to listen. The team pressed their ears to the book. Nothing happened. Noodle again remembered something. He now suggests that it could be a form of video communication device. Think Tank commanded the space team to open a bright, colorful book. The team picked up a book named Mother Goose. The space probe team, on opening the book, believed it was written in code, but they could not understand it. Think Tank thought it was vital for them to crack the code. Noodle suggested that the team use intelligence vitamins provided to them at the time of the mission. Think Tank commands them to take the vitamins. The team takes the vitamins. They look at the book and start laughing. They read a few lines aloud. Think Tank, alarmed, believed that the Earthlings have invented the technology to combine agriculture with mining. He told Noodle to halt the invasion fleet. The team read a few more lines. Now Think Tank believed that Earthlings have taught their pets intelligence. He told Noodle to ask the invasion fleet to pull back. The team read the next lines. They showed Think Tank the picture in the book. Humpty Dumpty looked like Think Tank. Think Tank was alarmed. He believed the Earthlings knew of his plan and were coming for him. He commanded Noodle to get his ship ready. He advised the probe team to leave Earth immediately. The historian smiled with amusement. It was an ordinary nursery rhyme book that saved the Earth from being invaded. 500 years later, Earth made contact with Mars. The wise Noodle had by then replaced Think Tank. The Earthlings showed the Martians how to read a book. They set up libraries in Mars. The Martians read many books, but there was one book they never opened. The historian smiled and bowed out.
Well, students, I am now sitting here, and as I have promised earlier, that we will solve some question answers, objectives. Okay? What I want, that I think you have read the whole chapter, you have got that depth knowledge too. You can easily solve these MCQs. So, when I read the question, you have to speak it in your heart. Okay? And you have to answer it in your heart. Or else you can do one thing. You just see the question while reading it up. You will just write your answer somewhere and you can post it in my comment section. You can test it over there. Okay? So let us proceed. Well, so the question is Think Tank is saying alarm, stop. It means Think Tank was alarmed. It means now it was very dangerous, he was at perilous situation. So, he alarmed himself and he was very terrified. And he said, he became very nervous. He said to everyone, all the Martian men, there is no time for levity. What is the meaning of levity? Levity means where something is granted as a light-heartedness. I mean, when you do not give much importance to a particular thing, it's very normal and casual for you. So, Ncert was so petrified that he instructed, that he said to everyone, all the Martian men, to be very serious. It is written, don't you realize the seriousness of the discovery? The Earthlings have discovered how to combine agriculture and mining. They can actually grow crops of rare metals such as silver and copper shells. They can grow high explosives too. Noodle contact our innovation rate. See, the question is, what event led to this development? It means what happened, or what episode is being mentioned here, that after that the whole situation of nervousness and hesitation created. Okay, so see, 4 options are there. The space view read Nursery, the space view discovered a secret code, the space view found our secret research labs, and the space view found plans to a Mars invasion. Dear student, probably remember that when all the Martian started reading in the center of the library, you remember there was a piece of writing book, Mother Goose. So when they were reading the writing, so they thought it would be very dangerous. They misinterpreted all the lines, okay, and they could not come to the correct conclusion. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer should be the space view read Nursery. Okay, so now proceed ahead. We have the next question, you will see. Now the next question you can see, think and say. Okay, say, the line is say. It is written, what order did think and give regarding the invasion field? So when he became very nervous, so he instructed to halt the mission, to land the mission, to fire or to abort. So halt means to stop. Okay, so when he thought himself not to be successful in that invasion process, so he wanted the mission to be halted. The mission is to be stopped. And he also wanted that no trace should be left behind by everyone. Because according to him, the Earthlings people are what? Invading, or they are planning to invade the Martian. Well, so what is the correct answer? The correct answer should be, you can see the correct answer should be to halt. What is the correct answer? To halt. Okay? So, what is the correct answer? To halt. Well, now we have the next question. Lieutenant Dialoga, I cannot figure it out. Captain holding up a book. I have counted 2000 of these peculiar items. What is the meaning of peculiar? Peculiar means very complex, unusual things. This place must be some sort of storage barn. Barn means a storehouse. Basically in village, when you store the corns, the crops in a proper place, it looks like a hut. Okay, a closed hut, a town shed. So that is one. The question is, what do you think, Sergeant Book? So what do you think and believe these items were? Hats, sandwiches, communication device, and explosive. I told you earlier, when they took that piece of book, okay, Mother Goose, the nursery rhyming poem for kindergarten kids, okay, they could not figure it out. So first they thought, what? It to be a sandwich. Okay, so you can see the option are there. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer should be sandwiches. Okay. Now moving towards the next question. The next question is the same. The line is same. The extract is same. It is written, which of the words is synonym for peculiar? As I have told you earlier, peculiar means something very complex, something very unusual. Okay. Now let us see. Abnormal, unusual, distinct, and ordinary. As I have told you that the meaning should be unusual. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is unusual. Okay. Now next question. Think that smacking mirror. Smacking means hitting something. So quicker. Answer quicker next time. I hate a slow mirror. He admires himself in the mirror. Ah, there I am. Are we Martians not a handsome face? So much more attractive than those ugly Earthlings with their tiny hips. Noodle, you you keep on exercising your mind, and someday you will have a balloon brain just like mine. So the question is, what was think tank planning to do? See, I told you earlier, think tank was such a dictator, king, Martian head of the Martian men, who always appreciated praise to himself. Okay, so that is why, as because the mirror was bit late in responding that he was the most supreme or mightiest person on the Mars, that is why he became bit annoyed, and he tried to hit the mirror because he was slow in responding. Well, the question is, what was think tank planning to do? Invade Earth, have lunch, join a space probe team, and get a new mirror? Probably you know the answer. The correct answer should be, he had the intention to make one invasion to Earth. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is invade Earth. Okay, student? Now the next question. See, the next question is, the extraction, this part is same. The question is, what did think tank command Noodle to do next? Contact the invasion fleet, contact the space probe team, contact the Martian president, contact the Earthlings. So these are wrong. So you have to understand, contact the invasion fleet, and this is the contact the space probe team. Okay, so see, spaceship is to start. Invasion fleet means already you have gone somewhere and now you are coming back. So this is the starting moment, this is not the last moment. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer should be B, contact the space probe team. Okay, let us see the answer. Yes, absolutely it is correct. Okay, now the next question. What word would you use to describe think tank's character? So see, he was not humble, he was not brave, he was vain. Vain means unsuccessful. I have told you that he could not interpret, he could not infer the proper meaning of those writing, of those fonts of the earthen people. Okay, and reckless means it's a different word. Reckless means he was very restless actually. So the best answer should be vain. Okay, unsuccessful. Let us see the answer. Yes, absolutely correct. Okay, so next question you can see. What was the question asked by think tank? Do you remember? Who is the fairest of them all? Will he become the supreme ruler of Earth? Who is the most intellectually gifted being in the land? Will the space probe team achieve success in their mission? See, the whole line given here, it shows about the appreciative words, told by think tank for himself only. He considered himself to be most intellectual, gifted, and supreme or mightiest, fantastically supreme person in the whole universe. So the best answer is C, who is the most intellectually gifted being in the land. Let us see the solution. Yes, absolutely correct. Next, what is the meaning of the word levity? Dear student, when I started the session, the question answer round, I told you there was one word, levity. Yeah, this is levity. This is no time for levity. I told you, when think tank became actually nervous, he thought the Earthlings are coming towards, they are coming ahead with an intention to invade them. So he became very nervous. Okay, he could not take the thing very casually and normally. He became serious enough. He wanted to run away from Mars and shift to Alpha Centauri. Okay, so what is the meaning of levity? Levity means lightheartedness, wittiness, happiness, absurdity. Probably you have guessed the answer. It is casually or lightheartedness. Okay, so which is the correct answer? The correct answer is A, lightheartedness. Absolutely correct. Now student, you can see the next word, next question, 10 number. Lieutenant Iota is saying, I cannot figure it out, Captain. Holding up a book, I have counted 2,000 of these peculiar items. This place must be some sort of a storage barn. What do you think, Sergeant 2? How did think tank decide to confirm his insight on these items? So there are 4 options. Number 1, by telling the crew to listen to them, by telling the crew to watch them, by telling the crew to eat them, and by telling the crew to listen to analyze them. So the question is, how did think tank decide to confirm his insight on these items? Do you remember when he considered, when he thought that the books are sandwiches, To prove this statement, he commanded all his subordinates to eat them. So what would be the best answer? Here the best answer should be, according to you, what would be the best answer? By telling the crew to eat them. Because he wanted that all the people, all the Martian men should eat and try to understand what thing is over there. Okay? Okay, now you can see the next question. What did Book say about this place? Which place I am talking about? It was Centerville Public Library. Book said what? He did not like the place. He had never seen such a place before. Okay, and he wanted to investigate further before answering. He thought it was a control room of Mars arm. No. What I think, do you remember? He was so nervous. He was so actually, he was so astounded at the sight. He had never experienced such, place in his whole lifetime. So, what would be the best answer? B number should be the best answer. He had never seen such a place before. Let us see the answer. What would be the answer? Yes. Yeah, we are right. Okay, student. I think you are also solving in the same manner, and you are enjoying when you are able to click the correct answer. Very good. Okay, now see, this is the next question. What is written? Think tank, alarm, stop, same extraction. The question is what happened next? The team found another book, the team read a few more lines, the team returned to Mars, the team began breaking the code. What do you think? What I think, that when they could not unfold or decode the writings or squiggles, they read some more few lines. Why? So that they could have some sort of clue. Okay? Because think tank commanded them to read a few more lines so that some more information would be deciphered or inferred. Okay? So what is the correct answer? The team found another book, the team read a few more lines. What will be the correct answer according to you? This will be the correct answer. The team read a few more lines. Alright? So, yeah, absolutely it is correct. So dear students, you can see we have covered most of the part today, and maybe you have had such a clear view about this chapter. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the session also. I think that you should see the video. I am just going to upload it in YouTube also. You just see the video, you try to understand, and wish you all the best for your matriculation examination. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.